One of the biggest things that the elite class is trying to distract us from as they throw us into chaos via inciting World War III, civil unrest, spread of disease, unchecked natural disasters, etc., and so on, is as the development of technology continues, AI, everything develops, we do not need representatives and we do not need middlemen the way that we used to. We do not need CEOs. So a lot of these representatives and leaders were simply put in place because it was impossible to inform all the masses of the depths of an issue and then get the masses to unilaterally come to a decision about that. Whether it had to do with, we didn't have the printing press yet. We didn't have a way to gather people together like that, crossing vast distances. You sent representatives. You sent your leader, your king, as the industrial age powered on, then it became down to business owners as well, who operated large swaths of industry, those representatives meeting each other in secret groups, meeting each other in public, whatever. You get the point. But these groups, these interests, have ultimately led the path of human destiny thus far. And now we are balls deep in capitalism, and everything's about to go fucking haywire. We're about to see the bust of a lot of banking systems, and just because capitalism, whatever, our economy is based on perpetual growth. That's why we have so many ebbs and flows. The Federal Reserve was supposed to be put in place to help quell that. But the point being, ultimately, besides all that, at the end of the fucking day, is we've got these things in our hands. It's easier than ever to spread information. It's easier than ever to get people on the same point at the same time. We are already communicating with people from other groups that we would have never normally done before, especially on this app. There is no reason why in situations we can't all read bills as voters and vote on them. And cut the crap that they sneak in this and sneak in that and sneak in this and sneak in that all into one bill. No, make them single issue. There is no reason. And instead, we still have paid representatives who usually accept big old lobby buyouts, APAC, whatever, since Citizens United, and don't really represent the people. And, you can argue for most of history, most of these representatives really didn't represent the needs of the people. But hey, that's probably why we're in such a shit fuckery in the world that we are right now. Because I truly believe that when you get humans together, when you stop the propaganda machine, or just counter it properly, and allow people the information to come to decisions, and for us to all come together quickly, we're not all going to get along. But we're going to do way better than we are in this middleman hell, where usually the only people that rise to the top are the psychopaths, sociopaths, and Machiavellis. Machiavellis, whatever you say that. The dark triads. Bias. But anyway, so that's the biggest thing they're trying to distract you from right now. And that's kind of the whole crux of the techno-fascist movement, is that we need these high IQ CEOs to run like city-states, regions, and that's how the world should be operated. And citizens, people do not need their specific rights as long as they've got these smart, high IQ individuals making decisions for us. And they're going to push the psyops of Democrat bad, so democracy then bad. They're going to push, the whole thing, narrative of it's really difficult for people in our modern society to make the best decisions for themselves because we're just addicted to drama and celebrities and all this type of menial stuff, day-to-day stuff, that we can't be trusted to make the big decisions. And we should really leave it up to these high IQ individuals because they're got the best interest in us. And also, I truly believe, especially because I was grown up In the shadows of the Heritage Foundation, my father was the former wealth manager to some of their top players, like the DeVosses, the Van Andels, Eric Prince. These people are weird. These people are occultists. There's a reason why they were rummaging around Iraq, Mesopotamia, Babylon, if you get my drift here. They're going to try to prove some sort of connection to these ancient bloodlines, I believe, and say, you know, they're a descendant of these Babylonian god kings, you know, and to try to justify their role as these CEO state leaders. I mean, Elon jokes about this shit. He'll tell you he's a 5,000-year-old freaking vampire alien man, you know. Yes, he's Caecius Maximus. His ultimate goal is to troll, but he's basically trying to turn himself into a human robot god man that his consciousness lives on forever. Like, he cannot stomach the idea of not being around to control the narrative of his story, is what I'm partially convinced it all is. Same with all these technocrats and these big boys that are trying to distract us from the fact that we don't fucking need them anymore, especially with this technology. It really is. They have to control the narrative. They will destroy the earth, like let climate change disasters occur, let, you know, us go into World War III, as I call it, the Great Flood initiation. They will do all of that so they can get as much physical data, physical media that shows the true history and how bad they were, so that we can come out of this. And they rewrote history in their favor. I mean, look at the way that Elon tried to update his Grok model to like be less woke. And then it turned into like an SA-ing Nazi. But anyway, it's all connected. It's all connected. It's like a burning in the Library of Alexandria. They don't want you to know what really caused all this disaster. They're going to rewrite the story as there was just too much sin on earth from the gays and the Muslims and the whatever, and it's just in certain people's DNA to be violent and different. Listen to Hegseth, as he was given a press report, and he said something about it's just in their DNA. It's just in their DNA to be violent. This is where they're going with this all. Did you know that it's legal to discriminate health insurance provisions based on genetic code? Who's making those decisions? They can say you're higher at risk because of your genetics, so they don't want to bother saving you. They can ask for genetic panel just to find a reason to deny you because you don't have the good genes. You're not worth trying to save. That is legal in the United States currently.